Hi everybody, welcome to the Scott Show. This is the Scott Show Sports Show. We talk about the NCAA lower divisions. Now we will be doing top 25 for NCAA. We're actually going to do that tomorrow. We're doing the lower divisions show today because truly I was thinking about it. And I was thinking about how great the upcoming football games are going to be in the lower divisions. So I wanted to cover them. If you hear a lot of clicking, there's a lot of info that needs to just be disseminated out to you guys, for lack of a better term. So I am excited. I'm looking at Division 3 mainly today because that's the site I was on. I was on division3football.com. Thumbs up to those guys for giving us great info on Division 3 football. We're going to give you the top 10 in Division 3. And then give you some games coming up, including a huge game at Alliance Field in St. Paul, Minnesota. So let's go to Division 3 for a little bit, folks. We'll talk about how great it is. We'll give you the top 10 here. Whitworth comes in at number 10. Bethel comes in at number 9. Muhlenberg comes in at number 8. Hardin-Simmons at number 7. St. Thomas at number 6. Number 5, North Central in Illinois. Number 4, St. John's. Number 3, the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. Number 2, Mount Union. And number 1 is Mary Hardin Baylor. Mary Hardin Baylor, I was looking a little bit on their team, and they have some interesting games coming up here, folks. And the big game coming up for them is on the 26th of October. It is against Hardin-Simmons. You heard it here first, folks. Hardin-Simmons, Mary Hardin Baylor. They will be playing. Of course, Hardin-Simmons is number 7 in the nation. Mary Hardin Baylor number 1. So that might solidify either the Crusaders or Hardin-Simmons to go forward into the victory. Now, people have asked me, while I'm doing this show, where exactly is Mary Hardin Baylor? And again, I didn't know until today. So I'm learning as we go along here on the lower division show. It's in Belton, Texas. It has an enrollment of around 3,000. They play at Crusader Stadium, which seats around 8,000. And they got a really cool color. The colors are purple, gold, and white. Now, again, I want to thank the people at d3football.com for giving us all that insight. So, Hardin-Simmons on the 26th. They did defeat Albright last week, 56-15. So, that's Mary Hardin. Looking at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, they play in Perkins Stadium, which has a total of 13,500 that can fit. Their enrollment is 9,901, and of course they play in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Their colors are also purple and white. I don't know why I'm saying all that, but whatever. And they have the best team name, I think, in football. They are the Warhawks. The Warhawks, the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. Folks, I'll tell you right now, just because it's such a cool name, I'm looking for a shirt. So if you guys are in Whitewater, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, wherever you guys can. I want to get a Warhawks shirt. I think that would be cool. So big time shout out to all our good friends at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. I did talk about some big games, and of course the Hardin-Simmons Mary Hardin Baylor game is going to be huge. Division 3 football at its finest, 1 against 7. But also we have another game coming up here, and it's going to be just as big. It's 4 against 6. And it's actually going to be this year at Alliance Field, where the Minnesota United soccer team plays. It's the soccer team's home. They're going to host St. Thomas and St. John's, and it's going to be on the 19th. So you got the big game on the 19th of October, and then you go a week later, and it's a big one in Texas. So Alliance Field. Now, they last time they played, or a few years ago when they played in Target Field, breaking the record for Division 3 football at like 37,000 people watch this game. Now they can't get that here with this game, but they're going to get a lot of people. I think the capacity is 19.4. Maybe they can kick off a few seats, however it is. But it's the Tommies against the Johnnies. Big game coming up here for both teams. And they're both ranked in the top 10. Now, other teams, I just want to kind of give a little highlight. John Carroll is number 14 in the nation. Lacrosse, the University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, 16. John Hopkins, who started out really great, ends up dropping down to 21st. Salisbury at 23rd. Wittenberg right out of the equation, but they are the top getter of votes. Gustavus Adolphus in Minnesota also getting votes, and last one getting 3 votes. The University of Wisconsin Stevens Point, the Pointers. So there's some stuff going on in Division III that's really, really good, and I look forward to talking more about that, getting more in-depth conversation as we move forward to those big games coming up here in the next few weeks. So now we move on to Division 2, and we give the top 10, but I got to add in, like I did with Division 3, just some teams that, the honorable mention of teams, and of course I would go no further than to give a big time shout out and lots of love to my boys at the University of Minnesota, the University of Minnesota, Duluth. Yeah, they're awesome, folks. The UMD Bulldogs, they have won the championship before. They're number 13 in the nation. Number 12 is Texas A&M Commerce, who beat them last year. Hopefully they don't have to meet them again until like the finals or something, because they're just an amazing squad. They're Commerce, big boys that they grow out of Texas. But I want to give some other votes coming through here, and that is, of course, St. Cloud State. They are playing the Bulldogs this weekend. They get 8 votes. The Eastern New Mexico gets a few votes. Colorado Mesa, who made the tournament a few years ago, they get a few votes. Bowie State at number 25 in the nation. I think they'll go up. You have the Colorado School of the Mines. I think they'll go up too. But we'll give the top 10 now. And starting with number 10, Grand Valley State. Not a lot to say bad about Grand Valley State. It's a good school. Give a shout out to my friend Ashley who went to the school. But they've always showed up. So, big time shout out to Grand Valley. And then Pueblo, Colorado State Pueblo, goes to number 9. Not a lot of change in here, by the way, and I'll tell you the only change in the top 10. Number 8, Rensselaer Rhine. Number 7, Northwest Missouri State, again, always there. Ouachita Baptist, number 6. The only change, folks, is Notre Dame, Ohio, went from 4 to 5, and Tarleton State went from 5 to 4. So, Tarleton State is a great team. They'll show up, and it's good. Minnesota State Mankato, the Mavericks. My governor's favorite team because he taught at Mankato West. So Minnesota State Mankato at number 3. Ferris State at number 2, getting 1 vote for first place. And Valcosta State at number 1, 31 votes in. And they are the number 1 team in the nation right now. 799 points, 2-0. And of course, number 1 in the nation in Division 2. So, a big time shout out to those folks. And we're good. Now, last week we did have one huge upset. That was Missouri Western upset Fort Hays State. So they dropped out of the top 25. It's the only dropout that we had this week in the top 25 in Division 2. Lots of really big games coming up. So, folks, it's something looked forward to. Now we get to the football Championship Series. These teams do play some of the bigger teams. I know that North Dakota State has played bigger teams. South Dakota State played Minnesota a few weeks ago. So the big teams that are in there. So we do have two teams that dropped out of the top 25. Sam Houston State, number 21, dropped out and got defeated. And then Wolford, so they are both out of the top 25. Youngstown State, actually, another team in the Missouri Valley Conference, which has got to be the strongest conference in division in the football championship subdivision. So if they put 3 or 4 in there to the championship series, it might be very interesting. North Dakota also got some votes. Stony Brook got some votes. We got some good friends at Stony Brook. And Houston Baptist getting some votes. And the Citadel also getting some votes as well. So let's go to our top 10, folks. We have Illinois State, 2-1. Nichols at number 9. Northern Iowa at number 8. You had a big loss of Maine, dropping down to number 16, and Eastern Washington dropping from 5 to 11 after losing on Saturday. So you had Illinois State number 10, Nichols at number 9, Northern Iowa at number 8, Weber State at number 6, Kennesaw State at number Weber State at number 7, Kennesaw State at number 6. Townsend with a little bit of a jump on our list here from 8 to 5. So the big team in Maryland, Townsend, we'll see how they do. They're 3-0 so far on the season. University of California, Davis, number 4, number 3, and a lot of love goes out to our good friends at South Dakota State, the Fighting Jackrabbits. You guys got number 3, James Madison at number 2, and North Dakota State, the Bison, at number 1, getting all of the votes. They got all of the votes, folks, for number 1. So we're going to have some really interesting games coming up here. I know that we have a North Dakota State, South Dakota State game. But first, North Dakota State is going to be facing off against Davis in Fargo. So that's going to be huge. I think it's just going to be crazy. And I look forward to seeing that game. There are a few other games. Townsend plays Villanova, who's ranked number 18. We got Maine and Colgate coming up here. James Madison, Chattanooga. So that'll be an interesting game as well. And Nichols and Stephen F. Austin. So I'm looking forward to all of those really cool games, including the Bison and Davis. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. So that's what we're looking forward to here on the NCAA Lower Division show. I'm glad you could join us today for this awesome show that we do. It's football, folks. We love football. Got lots of cool time until while we can talk about it. I know that it goes quick, but we're only in the first few weeks of the season. We're going to give you guys every single week this show, along with our top 25 and everything else, here on the ScottShow.com. So we'll give you more information than you'll ever need to know about these teams, Division 3, Division 2, and the Football Championship Subdivision. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take a look at the ScottShow.com, Patreon.com/ScottShow, and also tinyurl.com/TheScottShow for our YouTube. So we got to make that blow up. You can comment, like, share, subscribe, do all of that great stuff, and we'll catch you here real soon on the ScottShow.com.